James Kaufman, World News Report today. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had two sizable earthquakes today. Thanksgiving, November 27th, 2025. We started out with a 6.6 magnitude earthquake near Tsunami, Indonesia. That's what we have right here, ladies and gentlemen. Came in as a 7 on the DYF, a 6 on the shake map, a depth of 25.4 kilometers. This is per the USGS. And there's been a lot of quakes worldwide. USGS only covers quakes that are 4.0 or stronger unless they're in the US proper. After that, well, we had a 6.0 right across from Anchorage, right near Mount Spur and Mount Hayes. Both of those have erupted 3 times in the last 30 years, telling me that we might be looking at another eruption there on the peninsula there across from Anchorage. And we all know all the stories about Mount Hayes and Pat Price, the remote viewer, and the aliens working within the mountain itself, right? You can see there's quite a swarm up there as well. This actually came in as a 6 on the DYFI, a 6 on the shake map, at 69.4 kilometers with an associated tsunami warning, even though it was on shore. So, after not seeing very many quakes at all, we've had a lot of activity. Specifically, we've also had what looks like 3 quakes over here in the New Madrid. These right up near the city of New Madrid. This is the actual feature here, and one here on the edge of the New Madrid. The biggest one was a 2.3 at 8.4 kilometers. These are not fracking earthquakes. This is the New Madrid that you're looking at right here. It goes around up into or near Cleveland. So we had the 6.6, the 6.0, the tsunami warning in Alaska. We've had 3 quakes on the New Madrid, and California has seen some decent sized quakes. We had a 4.0 and one Batusta, California, with tsunami warning, and other decent sized quakes. A 3.9 magnitude quake at Geyser's geothermal unit there in California. I would hate to be working. This quake offshore here is bothersome as well. At 3.2, and we have a 3.8 right here. So California is rocking and rolling for Thanksgiving. Now we've had 6 new volcanoes pop off in 4 days. One of those is going to be here in Ethiopia, and several of those are going to be around Indonesia. But that's quite a few, and some of them were thought to be quote-unquote dormant. We'll take a look at the very biggest quakes on the planet here. We had a 5.6 here, and an aftershock 5.5 here. We had the 6.0 in Alaska. Biggest quake on the planet right here. Northern Sumatra, a 6.3 it says here. It did come in as a 6.6 via the UGS. Germany had it in as a 6.4. We'll get some detailed information on that quake. And we have that 6.0 up here. It looks like there's some concurrence that it was a 6.0. Germany came in at a 5.9. National Research Institute on Seismology, a 6.0. USGS, 6.0. And we'll get some detailed information on that as well. All right, we'll start out with what the USGS called a 6.6. They're calling it a 6.3. I believe that Indonesia is going to be their main source of information. They say a very strong magnitude 6.3 earthquake. Earthquake details. So we have, of course, Indonesia being the primary source of data, and they're calling it a 6.3 magnitude earthquake. And it looks like they're saying it released 2.7 atomic bombs worth of energy, or the equivalent thereof. Now here is a shake map for that, just offshore there. on a plate tectonic boundary. They only had, I believe, 16 reports. This was just offshore. Again, coming in at 6.3. The Indonesian government, the USGS, came in at a 6.6. And we'll compare all the different agencies right now. Again, there was a tsunami warning issued. All right, this is the region. We had a 9.1 magnitude earthquake in 2004. That would be December 26, 2004. One of the strongest quakes ever recorded in modern history. Here is, well, quake data compared by agency. Real quickly, a 6.3, Indonesia, 14 kilometers. We've got Germany coming in at 6.43, 20 kilometers of depth. We have Raspberry Shake coming in at a 6.4, default depth 10 kilometers. The French coming in at 6.3, default depth 10 kilometers. We have Australia coming in at 6.3, 32 kilometers of depth. And we have the Europeans coming in at 6.4, 27 kilometers of depth. And very strangely, the USGS is insisting on a 6.6 at 25 kilometers of depth. I put my faith in the Indonesian government here, probably at 6.2, 6.3. Although the USGS is sticking with their 6.6 and has not really downgraded this. All right, up here in Alaska, right across from Anchorage, in the inlet there, right on Mount Hayes, Mount Spur area, we have that 6.0, very strong again. And, well, let's get some more information on that. Lots of reports here, 331 reports, USGS. That's going to be nearest volcano, Spur, not Hayes. You can see it there. So we are right there in the right spot. Looks like 0.9 atomic bombs of energy was released, a 6.0, and the depth was 69 kilometers, i.e. the USGS. Now this is just across the inlet from Anchorage. So there were so many reports. Everyone in Anchorage felt this 6.0. We're going to take a look at the buoys, but I don't think any tsunamis were created by either quake. Let's compare the quake data with different reporting agencies. 6.0 USGS, 69 kilometers of depth. Incorporated Research Institute for Seismology, 69 kilometers, 6.0. I think they're following suit. Then we have Germany coming in at a 5.96, ridiculous, at 73 kilometers of depth. We have the Europeans coming in at a 6.0, 83 kilometers of depth. The French coming in at a 5.8 with a default depth 10 kilometers. The Italians coming in at 5.9, 59 kilometers of depth. Got the Australians coming in at 5.9, 59 kilometers of depth. And I think that's going to be it. Over to the National Data Buoy Center. Nothing off the coast of California. No buoys in event mode anywhere near Alaska or anywhere off the coast of Indonesia or Sumatra over here. So no tsunamis were created, although we had a few warnings out. So after all is said and done, we had that 6.6 over in Indonesia with a 6.0 with a 5.5 aftershock here. And the 6.6 originated in the same spot that we had a 9.1 with many, many deaths back in December 26, 2004, during a similar time in a solar cycle, just 2 cycles ago, actually. So, after not having any large quakes, we've had 2 quakes in the last 24 hours that registered a 6.0 or higher, i.e. a 6.0 and a 6.6. and several 5.0s and 5.5s. God bless you guys. Please share our video. Please subscribe. Always remember that anything's possible in Bizarro World. God bless.